Hey everybody, how are you? I am so excited. Week 3, we are going knee deep with Into the Call podcast. So, welcome back. For those who are going to be subscribing online, thank you so much for logging in. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to Into the Call podcast with Linda on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. And I really appreciate you viewing. All right, so today I have a special guest. Before we get into it, let's get into the core. Into the core.
Get into it.
All good things in Africa and beyond. Into the core. Into the core. Into the core. All good things in Africa and beyond. Into the core. That's right. That's where we're at. I really appreciated of everyone. Oh my gosh. So, without further ado, I want to introduce somebody who I had spoken to a while ago, and who how do I do this? I met him while he was working at Mac, if I'm not wrong. And I just remember a conversation where he was just like, one day I'm going to showcase on your platform. And guess what? It's going to happen for sure. His name is Jamie. He is the designer of a beautiful brand called Savaria Designs. And right now he's sitting at the shop. Welcome so much into the core, Jamie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad you still remember me telling you I want to be in the call one day.
I will never forget that because I always say when people breathe life into a situation or into what they want to achieve, into something that they want to do, when it comes from the heart, God knew what your intention and what your purpose was, and you know, what your life was gonna, which direction your life was gonna take. So for sure, I do believe in, you know, um, breathing life into situations. So even one of the most important things nowadays is anytime somebody says a but you coulda, you shoulda, why don't you? I'm like, no, I'm breathing life into my situation, not your situation, my situation. Jamie, what? So here we are, 6 years later, and you are on Into the Call podcast, which is the
Yes.
beginning, and then you're going to
Once
be showcasing.
yes.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. From makeup artist to designer, let's talk about how you established your brand, Savaria, and how you got into the situation that you are in, because I'm super proud of you. Go for it.
Thank you. So I'll take it back from once I finished fashion school. That was in 2016. Finished Mercantile. Um, After that, it was really I tried getting into fashion, but I couldn't get in easy just because there weren't a lot of intern opportunities. There weren't a lot of designers as they are right now. So for me, when I was home, I used to watch Fashion Channel all the time and used to see all these guys at Mac backstage. So I was like,
Yeah,
my dream was to go to New York Fashion Week one day. So I
yeah.
was like, if it's makeup that's gonna put my leg in there, let's start with that. And there was an opening for Mac. I mean, I liked playing with makeup ever since I was a kid, but never took it really seriously as a profession. But when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, why not? Let me go for it. It's just an added skill that will come in handy in my fashion career. Got the job at Mac, and while I was working with Mac, I was trying to still juggle and see how I can um, make my brand Savaria. So in 2020 is when I officially like quit my 9 to 5 Mac job, and we registered the business later on in September, October there. And this was also after winning a grant from the British Council. So that kind of gave me a kickstart jump to set things in order. Yeah.
Okay. So, I like the fact that you got to work with Mac, because that also plays very big and deep into when you are envisioning what your brand looks like and what the perception is from people to see your brand. Makeup
Yes.
is an important factor. For some, they like it when it's like minimal, and there's some
Yeah.
people who like to elaborate. So I love the fact that you got to experience that, because you can be very specific about, what your photo shoots look like, what your runway looks like. So I just think it's just added value, because you'd be like,
Yeah.
one moment, let me show you how to do the eyes. Bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam. Okay, talk to me about British Council, and how did you hear about Creative DNA, and what was the process like? Explain to us, because there might be a designer out there who's always wanted to get into Creative DNA, and what you took from your journey with them.
So I got an email, I think, just shared by a friend, and they were like, there was a call out for applications. I
Yeah.
applied. I was the first cohort to apply, so we were kind of like the first people to initiate the program. I was happy I got selected out of we were 11 designers. We got through a training program where they taught us kind of how to run a business and the ins and outs, just fine tuning what we already were doing. And what I'd say is what they taught us was very instrumental to the growth and the running of the business. And the seed grant was also an enabler that came after that. Yeah.
Okay, I really love that,
So I think
because
all young platform. It's a really good
sorry.
platform for young designers.
Okay.
Sorry, did
I
you get me
know
there? I'm saying it's a really, yeah.
it's a really great platform for young designers.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Somehow there's a little bit of a skip. I have to, before we continue our conversation, Jamie, I have to also thank our conversation right now is being powered by an amazing Safari product, which I think when you're doing your photo shoots next time, I feel like one of the people that you need to key in is probably Wambuhu from Kimewaka Safaris, because she'll be able to take you to spaces and places that you've never even heard of, or that would inspire your collection and what your backdrop should look like. So I got to power this conversation, brought to us by Kimewaka Safaris, and we're going to continue with Jamie from Savaria Designs in just a few seconds.
Yeah.
I just love that
So
last bit of, I know, right? Makes you want to go on vacation. I'm just like, let's book a ticket. Let's do this. Um, all right. So creative DNA gets done, and then you jump into now your brand is now registered. It's running. It's 2020. Savaria. Talk to me about what the name means, and where it came from. What does it represent?
Savaria is a mix of two words, seven plus Masharia, which is my last name. Um, Seven because when I was a kid, there's this myth in Kikuyu culture that when you go around a mugumo tree, that's a fig tree, 7 times, you change gender, and this usually fascinated me when I was a kid and up till now. Um, and the brand core is we're always experimenting with menswear and women's wear tailoring swaps, so it felt right. Also, my birthday is in 97, so there are a lot of sevens in my number, so it's also just a lucky number. So yeah, uh,
Yeah,
that.
seven is a powerful number,
Yeah.
even biblically, seven is a very powerful number. So and well in on that, so talk to me about your sourcing and how where the brand is right now. There's a point where on social media I just kept seeing all these amazing pop-ups coming in, and your brand just kept popping up everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, look at Jamie go, like what's happening? So talk to me about like now you as a brand, what your sourcing of textiles is like. What are you into? What basically breathes into the brand in terms of your fabric sourcing and yeah.
So at the moment, how our fabric sourcing looks like, we're doing a lot of upcycling work as well as hand weaving. We work with a group of weavers in Langata and in Rongai, and I started this from my Okafi collection. So I'm still new to weaving, but I'm really enjoying it. Um, we upcycle also like the t-shirt I'm wearing with from secondhand markets, jerseys, and deconstruct them, as well as other pieces. We have a segment on the brand where we call it one of ones, and these are usually
Okay.
fabrics that we've thrifted, which you can't get when you're thrifting. You can't get like 20 meters of anything. So this, the garment that you make is maybe one or two, and that becomes your special piece. Um, Recently, we from the Parish collection, we made a new fabric using upcycled polypropylene bags, which is the gunia,
Wow. Yeah.
mixed with cotton. So um, I think it's sustainable way to go instead of because we upcycle the gunias that come with the bales of clothes from Gikomba. So it's breathing new
That is
life.
such a That is a
Yeah.
fascinating story. And I see, what was your last collection and where did you do your last collection? Because I saw a lot, social media was like really hot when it came to your brand and where you showcased. Would you like to tell everybody about that?
Yeah. So the last collection called Parish, we showcased it at Portugal Fashion Week, which was powered by Canex and um, sponsored by Afrexim Bank. It was also a program that I applied for and luckily got in. And it's been such a good program for the visibility of the brand, for us to scale internationally and just know what the market outside looks like. So yeah, that's good.
And the experience of being at Portugal Fashion Week, how did the other international designers, how did they take you up? What was that like? Were they super fascinated and intrigued by what you had done because you had mixed these beautiful fabrics of guinean with cotton, and it like the colors were just stellar and stunning. Guys, I need to share that with you. I will share. I will share.
And the reception was really great. I like how everyone was fascinated when they heard the story of the fabric being upcycled. Um, the good thing is when you look at it, you can't really tell until I tell you. You'll just wonder what are the shiny parts on this fabric. Um, I got a lot of people saying that it's very wearable, which they didn't expect it to be, and feel very
Mm-hmm.
well. Yes, happy with the reception I got. I'm happy with the opportunity because it brought in new traffic to the site, to the page. Um, I got a lot of inquiries from stylists from Portugal and Lisbon, trying to get the pieces to style various musicians. I mean, it was crazy, and also the love from back home was crazy also. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it for you. And this is what it means, like, because I remember I read an article where you had mentioned that you were inspired by the likes of upcoming designers back then, which was like Anyango Mpinga. And I think that that's a great brand to benchmark yourself with, because Anyango basically took a leap of life. You know, she just took a leap and she was like, this is it. I love designing. And I don't think she's ever looked back. I think everything for her has just been like the escalation of a brand. So I feel like you're headed in that direction for sure.
Amen.
We're gonna breathe that one. We're gonna take that one in, and we're gonna be like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Amen.
amen and amen. Talk to me a little bit
Yeah.
about I can see you're sitting in your studio, your workshop, um you're in your workshop right now, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Is this one of those places where how you know, coming in from your DNA project, is this the place that you now built up, and what has the process been? And speak to me a little bit about your tailors. Let's give them some flowers for putting your stuff out there.
Yes. So I found this place. Okay, let me start from we used to show to have a small space at Chesonia, and that's kind of what built the brand because we got crazy client traffic coming in. But during elections, things were the scene was very dry, so we opted
Mm,
out. And last year, we found this amazing space, and it's in Karen 331 Hillcrest Drive. Um,
okay.
it was a small studio, and we renovated it to fit the brand and our needs. So this is where our workshop is, our showroom is. So I like when clients come in, they can shop. If you need anything adjusted, our tailors are right next door. It's just a nice creative hub to be in. Um, I have two full-time tailors, that's Joram and Charlotte. Um,
Okay.
and we have a new intern called Warren. So those are
Okay.
the almost full-time staff that Savaria runs. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love it. So
We
shout
also,
outs
we
to,
also do,
go ahead.
yeah, we also subcontract the weavers that we work with. So they're not full-time, but we go to them on a need basis. And also we work with some Maasai beaders, embroiderers. Yeah, it's a whole, it's a whole village.
I love it. And you know, it takes a village to build a brand. That's word, and I promise you that. And so you're on the right place. So big shout outs to all the weavers, to Ruben and Charlotte and Warren who's just walking in. This is how we give shout outs to them, and just making sure that they stick in line. What do
Yes.
you think about fair wages? Do you pay well? It's something I have to ask, because it's one thing about being a sustainable brand. It's one of the bigger things about being aligning yourself also with the SDG. What do you think about fair wages, and do you think that tailors in Kenya get paid fairly? Mm,
Yes, definitely we do pay fair considering the millers I work with have families and stuff, and they have to always like provide for them. So that's at the core. I think employment and being able to employ people and empower people is something that I really am passionate about. Social impact also. I think in Kenya, the tailors, it depends with where they're placed and who they're working for. But I think for the designers that I know of, the tailors are usually paid fairly.
Okay. I was gonna be like, what
Yes.
is fair wage? But I think you should just keep that one to yourself. One of the big things that I really love also about you, Jamie, is how you celebrate your heritage. Um, where do you see yourself in celebration of where you are as a brand, heritage wise, and just you as a designer? Where, where would you, position yourself right now?
Um, I think we greatly draw inspiration from me growing up in Kiserian, where we have a lot of Maasai people. I'm always constantly looking to tell African Kenyan stories. Um, and it's even in the craftsmanship, like the beadwork that the Maasais do, um, the cowrie shells that we put in the as little details on our garments, and the story it tells. So I'm very also keen in telling stories of our heritage. We drew
Yeah.
inspiration from the Okapi collection, from the Sama tribes, Maasai tribe, the Nilotic tribes from East Africa. So I'm always trying to educate and tell stories of like what we're about.
Okay. I think that's really important, especially, I feel like a lot of us are losing our culture and heritage just, because we
Yes,
become such a global village. And I feel
yes,
like opportunities like this are so important and so necessary that when a child even asks you, tell me the story about the beads that you're wearing, or tell me about the outfit. Oh, this is such a cool outfit. That somebody can
mm,
actually reiterate the story to our kids or to whomever they're speaking to, wherever they are. And so, like, could well in on that, which is very important, storytelling.
yes,
um, one of the things now that I just, it's like one of the final questions as we're getting to wrap this up.
yes.
Um, Tell me a little bit about where you're seeing yourself. We're in 2024. Where do you want your brand to go, and what do you want people to know about your brand? Because I think that's very important to know your positioning and to know who your clientele is and what you're speaking to them. So where do you see your brand, and yeah, just allow people to know, which direction you're going in.
Um, I'm manifesting that my brand would be able to compete at a global stage with with other brands that I admire. Would like to sell both locally and internationally, um, and be a household name. Like I usually tell my staff and people, like when people come to Kenya and ask which is a popping fashion brand, Savaria needs to be at the top of the list. Just being a fashion authority and having and being able to people being able to understand the values that we have, that's upcycling, sustainability, and being cheerleaders of the brand in saying that without us being the cheerleader, like it being natural and not forced. I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
No, it absolutely does. In terms of a collaboration, who's your wish list, like globally? I always say just put it out there, I'm hoping that one day I can get Carolina Herrera. I've said this so many times. I want to see Carolina Herrera showcase here in Nairobi. That is like game set, and I'll just be like out the park.
Yeah.
So for me, that's who I would love to see a collaboration of someone to her caliber, because she's just classy and tasteful, linking in with somebody like you, or somebody like Priyanka, or somebody like, oh my gosh, yeah, like somebody like Charity. I would love to see you guys do, kind
Some
of
yeah.
level to that. Yeah. So who is your person?
Um, Let me say two. I
Go
really
for it.
love Alexander McQueen. So McQueen has been my all-time favorite since fashion school. I love their sartorial elegance. I like their
Oh,
deconstruction. Um, it's very much in line with what we do. Um, I also love Y Project. It's a brand
oh.
that does a lot of deconstruction and deconstruction, upcycling. Their fabrics are so good. Yeah, I'd love to learn from them and work
Oh,
with
I
them.
love that. I love that for you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wish somebody else for your list. I would love to see you work with Mother of Pearl, UK
Oh,
based
Mother of
brand.
Pearl is amazing. Yes, I love Mother of Pearl.
Yes, I feel like,
Yes, I
especially when it
love them
comes
too.
to, yeah, good. Because I just feel like when it comes to sourcing and the lengths that she has gone to and what she has done, I feel like um, that's something that we also need to start thinking about. And you know what I mean? As a designer, like we know that we're sourcing, we know that we're upcycling, but then now what about
Yes.
the dig deep and getting into the root of it all? So I would love to see you do something with her, like a cool collaboration. But okay, so that's my wish list for you.
That would be amazing. Yes.
Uh, all right. Well, I feel like I want you to. So you're in Karen at 1:30. What?
331, 331,
Three three
Hillcrest
thirty one.
Drive.
That's my dyslexia checking in. 1:30. It's like 3:31. People. 3:31.
Okay.
Um, Hillcrest
Yeah.
Drive
And
in
what about is,
Karen.
yeah, yes. I was saying the fun part about the numbers is 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 7, which is right up our
Oh,
7.
stop it! That is
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So that's just
Everything
mind
alive.
blowing, and everything is aligned. That's
Yeah.
where the stars. Oh man. Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And when is today? Well, today's the 25th. Oh yeah, but five and two is what? 7.
Yeah,
I'm
true,
gonna
true,
t- I'm
true.
gonna I'm gonna
Actually,
I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
You know what? It's a blast. You are going to be participating with me in March, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to see what you have. And I want to send a very huge um, thank you to your brand, to you yourself. I hope one day you can style me. I
Of
want to I
course.
want to wear something of yours for sure.
Yes, yes.
And I can't wait for everybody to see what you have. It's going to be an amazing installation. So guys, save the date. It's the 27th, 28th of March, 2024. We're going to be doing something absolutely stunning. We've got some amazing designers who are going to be showcasing. We're going to hope for collaborations. We've got some amazing people coming on board. Another huge shout out to Afrexim Bank, to Kanyu from Canex, and the team there for giving Jamie the opportunity and for even hearing us out. I hope we can partner together. See how we're pushing it out there, and to
Yeah.
we're gonna put it out there, and to future collaborators who are gonna be walking the path with me, walking this path with me. Thank you so very much. Catch Jamie. Follow him on Instagram at.
Savaria.ke.
All right. And that's on all your platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yes.
And to follow Jamie himself at.
Jamie Kimani.
All right. So, guys, you heard it. I really look forward to. Please go and check him out. I feel like if you're looking for a story, if you're looking for something to wear, if you're looking for something that is going to last you a lifetime, if you're looking for something that you can tell a story to, the brand to rock with is Savaria. We've got so many amazing brands happening here, and their time is now, and I'm going to be celebrating them for the rest of the year and to come. Jamie, thank you so very much. Jamie, did you hear me? I was saying thank you very much. I don't know if you heard me. All right, to everybody else, thank you so very much. Thank you for my conversations powered by Kimewaka Safaris. You guys are always doing us proud and making us proud. And catch us next week. We've got more amazing guests coming up. But until then, I will see you next Thursday. Ciao, ciao. Bye.